Hello and welcome to the vlog exclusively about turning wood chips into seed compost. I've had a lot of success this year turning a waste product into a very valuable resource, because not only is it peat free, it's also free, and it's turning out extraordinarily good results. It's only from my trials so far, but I've really had a lot of success. Let me show you what I mean. Right, so this is my follow-up to the seed compost that you'll see later. This is using potting compost, using the same mix but with added homemade compost from the compost bins, but we'll cover that a bit more off in detail. The bit I want to show you is the startling difference between the two sets of compost. These to the left here are potted up into Miracle-Gro Peat Free Compost. To the right, the very noticeable difference being my own compost, microwave wood chip. It's unbelievably successful. I'm so astounded by what a massive success this has been for me. Every single batch I've made so far and sown into has by and large come out without any problems. I don't get I really don't get why it's so successful, and why a commercial company is not competing with what I've made myself. I'm absolutely astounded. I'm not just over here. This is the sort of stuff that you're getting from Miracle-Gro. It's a real mixed bag. It's got all sorts of lumps in it. This is just a top handful that I picked out of the compost. We know about this. That essentially isn't a problem. I don't mind too much because they're mass producing this stuff. But there's so little. I tried sieving this for my seeds, and what I got out of it was tiny proportions. And I was throwing away over half a bag, or not throwing it away, adding it to the top of potatoes and that sort of thing. So not throwing away, but it was too coarse to use on itself. So that is why the next part of the video would explain what I've done on the allotment to gain the material, and then it'll go on to the sowing of these seeds and using the seed compost. The only difference between this material and the material that I was using for the seed compost is the addition of homegrown compost that obviously boosts the fertility even more. But that was intended to be, because this is for full-grown plants. Okay, so here we go. So this is my second allotment. It features no-dig beds with wood chip paths permanently down between the beds. This wood chip has been down for 1 whole year, and the wood chip was 1 year old when I first put it down, so it's a 2-year-old mulch. Now then, it's laid on top of a membrane, which makes this process extraordinarily easy in separating the soil from the finished product. As you can see, it comes up very easily. This is a 6-year-old membrane I have. It really is a great product for free, because the arborists deliver it to our site free of charge. It's a waste product for them, and we turn it into mulches for the paths, or in this case a seed sowing compost. I'm hoping for it to be a potting compost as well, but that's tests that will be followed up in due course. I want to make sure that I can combine it with ordinary compost and see how well it grows plants, and I'll go through that with you in a future video, and we'll see how it goes. Now this material, I have no idea what it actually is, apart from weed membrane obviously, because it was down from the previous owner of the allotment, renter of the allotment, but it's starting to get in a bit of a mess now. I reckon I'll get another season out of it because it's only just down below the weeds. But look at leaves. Your path, instead of having a muddy mess, you get left this lovely compacted soil that when you place it down the membrane over the top of it again, you end up with weed free to a certain extent paths that are also producers of this wonderful stuff. This is what we really want. Look at it, beautiful, perfect condition. So there we are, all nicely cleared up for that one path, and I think I can let this weed membrane last one more year. There we have it, one newly filled pathway, perfectly clean, ready to go for the year. And again, all the planings, all the rough stuff has been put in that path, ready for next year. Right, so this is the test for today. This is my own compost versus commercially bought composts. The compost on the back left is wood chips, 80% wood chips mixed with 20% of my own compost, microwaved. Whereas the tray at the back right hand side, exactly the same stuff but unmicrowaved. The two trays at the front are commercially bought compost. So here's a bag of the material that I've used for microwaving in a plastic bag, sealed, 2 minutes in, and then let it go cool, and then another 2 minutes. And that's the only difference between the two back trays. The tray on the left hand front is Silver Grow, the tray on the right is Miracle Grow Peat Free. Lastly, the spinach. I forgot how big these are. I know that again the seed is good because I've already grown some this year from this packet, so it's not going to let me down. He says, famous last words. Spinach is one of those that's really good if you sow it every couple of weeks, so you get a nice steady supply. And there you have it. Now then, I will cover these up now with their own compost, which is as simple as just a bit of compost on top, nothing at all difficult. Must make sure I use my sterilised compost. This looks busted. There you go, the same for these last two, and we're done. Then these will go into a propagator with bottom heat. Right, time for a quick update on the seed sowing. First up was the microwave wood chip. The last up was the ordinary wood chip. Can't explain that one. On that very note, the unmicrowaved wood chip definitely has weed seeds in abundance, so it's exactly as I expected. Silver Grow again is showing a distinct lack of fertility. You can see the shade of the green is nowhere near the same. Not bad germination results, whereas the Miracle Grow again is a good result, even despite this horrible coarse stuff. And the American Grow is the only one that has sprouted a spinach so far. But there we go. Now I want to just quickly, in case you can't tell from this video, I'm really delighted with these results. Basically, these two here, this one is my own homegrown wood chips. This is £9 a bag Silver Grow Peat Free. This is £6 a bag Miracle Grow Peat Free. As you can see, the difference in growth is quite massive. You know, the difference in these plants is really profound. So even if you take these two aside and you just concentrate on these two, the difference between them both is that this one was microwaved, this one wasn't. 2 minutes in the microwave, out for 2 minutes, 2 minutes again in a sealed bag. Pretty much weed free, one seed there. Whereas the unmicrowaved one, as completely expected, has got plenty of not that one, of weed seed, particularly the grasses. So I'm really pleased with this. The romaine in particular, it competes with the paid for Peat Free really favourably. As for the £8 a bag, well, yeah, we won't even talk about that particularly because, you know, one bag. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pot these on in line with what they're grown in. I'm going to abandon the two different grows, but I'm going to keep going with the microwave wood chip, and I'm going to mix in 25% extra of my own homegrown compost, so keep on the peat free theme and keeping on with the free theme. If I can produce compost like this for seed sowing and then growing on seedlings, I am well chuffed. So there we have it. So far, very encouraging. Thank you very much. Well, I hope that's been of use to you. It's a real eye-opener for me. This isn't about bashing the companies that produce this stuff, the peat-free stuff. It's about trying to get a reliable source of material for myself for seed sowing. I don't want this unpredictable nature of what we're buying at the moment. I have tried Wicks, I have tried Miracle Grow, I have tried Westlands. Very mixed bag of the material that you actually get and what they produce. I'm used to doing all this stuff, but with peat, in a very reliable format where I sow a seed and I know it will grow on strongly until I have to feed it. This peat free is so unpredictable. But so far, my own wood chips has been entirely predictable. Very pleased. Hopefully more people will explore this option and together we'll actually get a product that we can use from waste. Brilliant.